I like to think of us a lot more as fishes. and also like our breathing and like air, I try and think of it as like we're underwater, because that helps me with like when you're letting out air and you think about that as like sinking. And so you'd be sinking, you'd be kind of focusing. Your exhale lets you focus, like these little bloop, bloop, bloop. And so that means you're going down, and that means you're like kind of focusing. And naturally we're bringing down our oxygen levels. We're actually like sinking, like as if we're in an oxygen tank, you know. And that's actually how that really works with exhaling. Like the more you drop into your exhale and the longer you make your breaths, the more you drop into your sympathetic nervous system, then that means you're really actually calming yourself down. That means you're focusing. You know, whereas if you're breathing in more oxygen, then now you're heightening yourself up. What are you doing? Oh, you got activity? Or are we doing something? Are we going somewhere? You know, and so now that puts your brain into another mode based off those two breathing ways. So yeah, it's fishes. That's what we're talking about. But that helps think about it like water in that sense, because naturally you raise your oxygen levels and you're going up and in the water, you know. And this really is just a gas. It's just air is just a different gas other than water, you know. So we kind of are still fishes.
That's great. I never thought about being a fish before.
It helps my breath in the sense when I was really getting into this, and like now that I understand like calming down the breath, like I can go to sleep about it so much better, because I think us people that we think a lot, and we can like think about these problems, all these things we're talking about forever and ever. I don't know, I have a hard time sometimes going to sleep some nights, because when you really start getting that easy with your breath, it's a good point at that point to focus. So you end up focusing and thinking about all kinds of tasks, things ahead, and that's why that works, because your breathing is slowing down. So right before that barrier in between actually falling asleep and turning off and still being awake, that barrier is your focus levels have increased. That's why it's so hard for us thinkers and us dreamers, I think, to turn off at that sleeping point, unless we're just dead tired, we really worked our bodies hard. But if we haven't, then our minds at that point, right to going to sleep, it's because you're so focused, because you've dropped your oxygen levels so low, you know. And so it's like modulating your oxygen levels is literally how we modulate our focus levels, I think.
Interesting. The breath is crazy.
Yeah.
That when I first started training, but I've probably been going 2 or 3 years, and I learned that kind of breathing trick. You know, like where they're that thing.
Yeah.
And I swear my cardio increased like 70% over the course of like 3 months.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's why I was even able to roll, or like be able to be okay there, even though I hadn't been rolled in like a month, was because I just worked my breathing super hard. And man, if you just really work your breathing hard, you're moving. That's it. That's a workout. You don't have, of course, the resistance and the.
It's a different kind of workout.
Of course, it's not great. But it's like. But my lungs are still good. Like I know my lungs can take a load. Basically, you're still working your lung system like heavy, and you're figuring out really how to, you know, I think we really think about, okay, if you get gassed, how do you really get your oxygen back? What's the best way? How do I get back from feeling like tired now, you know, with breathing? And so if you're actually playing with that a lot, you really learn.
Have you taught breathing on camera?
Yeah, I teach that at all my seminars. I teach breathing, but I haven't taught a lot more.
There's like so many different types of breath.
Yeah, and I still need to learn a lot more, really.
I'll show the guys at the gym, but I think there's people that know so much more than me than I'm not.
Yeah, it's either fast exhale or fast inhale. Yeah. And those are the two systems. That's why I teach. Those are just the two basic ones I teach people at the start of seminars. Breath of fire is the out, and Wim Hof is the in. Mm-hmm. And so if
they do two different things.
Yes, exactly. And so then I teach them about how that this will drop your oxygen levels, this will raise your oxygen levels.
Wim Hof just took one side of the breath for himself.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm going to take that.
Yeah.
That's all right. Hickson took the other one. I've heard it called the Hickson breathing before.
I'm going to start calling it fire and ice.
Oh,
and I had just thought about that. I was like, damn, dude, that's fucking perfect. Because it's Wim Hof, the Iceman, and so the bottom, and that's how it actually works in your body. The fire one really gets you hot, gets you warm. It's the fire breath. And the ice one you're bringing all this oxygen in. It's going to cool you down. It's going to air you up. It's going to get you ready for it's Wim Hof one. Fire and ice is going to be able to push those two breathings a lot. And when people start playing with those, I get the most feedback on that. People really say that, man, that really changed me when I started playing with this fire and ice. When I started playing with this breath of fire, and then also the Wim Hof. And it's changed me the most. That breathing, just those two back and forth in my meditations and after class, it's changed me so much. But it's just
crazy stuff.
But the only thing that we are gonna have to, that is gonna be very crazy for our culture, is to drop more back into its body, in the sense of like a lot of these people are gonna have to get more, you know, like kind of what we've gone through with jiu-jitsu, of dropping that heavy into our bodies. Like they haven't done any of that, you know, and so like more spiritually.
Yeah, he's not even talking about fitness.
Too.
He's talking like
But that's where
using the body.
Yeah,
like
and just
learning to use the
breathing and your mental and your meditation and just
movement.
getting to be okay with yourself and the fact you're going to die.
That's
and
been
that
a
you're
big thing for
human.
me